Hello, sketchbook warriors and sketchbook heroes, especially you warriors. Gotta hang in there, gotta hang tough, gotta get the courage. We're gonna, speaking of courage, we've got a frog for you tonight. We're gonna draw this frog. Let's take a look. Let's share my screen and see what we're gonna take on as a challenge. Somebody submitted this. This was submitted by Ellen. We've got this frog here. Wow, it's quite a challenge. Let's take a look at how we're gonna break this down. I think we can zoom in. Oh, let's see if we can zoom in. Copy image address. Let's go to our silhouettes we did earlier. Let's paste there. It works. And zoom in. Can we zoom in? Zoom. Uh-oh. Oh, it's not letting me zoom. Maybe up here. Zoom. Ah, there's zoom. It's already at 200. There it is, 250. 250 looks good. 300. Ah, there we go. That's a good spot. All right, let's see. Let's take a look. Let's see. We can try. Let's envelope it. Again, our process is try to see the big shapes and try not to get lost in the detail. So, good thing to do. See the tops of the eyes. You can see how that kind of comes down at an angle. And you can see actually this whole kind of like is a rectangle right in here, even though it kind of comes down that mouth like he's smiling. We've got this rectangular shape, right? That's what we're looking at to help. You got a lot of other angles and stuff like that, these angles. But I'm trying to capture the big mass and flowing lines. I can see this arm flows out that way. Look, I extended it, but this helps kind of see the abstract shapes, these abstract big shapes, which helps make your drawing more solid. You're trying to make your drawing solid. So we've got this frog that's here and these angles here, yeah, right in there. You can see that's an axis line, this axis line right in there. All right, drawing the outside shapes. That looks pretty good. I can actually even draw another line in here to kind of get that angle in and try to see this as a big solid mass right in there. And this triangle here for the hands. See this coming out that way as well. And that's pretty much it. Let's take a look and see if we can do a circle in there. Let's see where a circle would fit. Well, there's a big circle there. That's that whole space and mass. But look at this curve right in here. This curve is that same mass. I'm already trying to see how that fits, but I really like that curve right in there with the belly of the under beast right in there. I think I'll keep that. All right, there we go. Let's get that started. Notice the height and the width. I can probably even see almost a square like right in here if I can see that. I'll put it in real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. Like right under the lip and the bottom. This would be my square. So this helps right in there. See that right in there. That's a square. That's a perfect square. I'll draw it again because I'm pushing we see that's a perfect square. And I can put it right in here. There it goes, right in there. You can see that's that same height, same width. That helps with the area, that area that's there. All right, so there's that area. We need that area. All right, let's put it in the chat and get it going. Thank you for joining us tonight. We've got this frog, a rebel frog. Let me see, I need to put it in the chat. There it is, there's the chat. And screenshot it. There we go. Capture. And let's get started. All right. Here we go. All right, there's our bird. Turn it around. Let's get another fresh sheet of paper. There we go. Oh. All right, so I'm just getting my space out. Get the space out. Let's see. Let's use that pen again. Oh, should we go with a pencil? It's a different pen. Basic oil gel pen. Ooh, this looks like a nice one. It's black. Oh yeah, this is good. So we start off with a square. That's just to get the mass in there, how everything kind of fits. So that square in there, and then we got that circle that's kind of like right in there. That's where the belly's gonna go. That circle. And you can see how it fits in that square. Let's go up a little higher. And I'm just sketching it in. You can sketch it in lightly, sketch it in light. Sketch it in light. That's where the belly is, because we really need this part of that circle for that belly. But I'm looking at that square and seeing how that circle fits in there. Noticing this space in here too, this negative space, how big that circle is, because it's bigger than half of the square. If I were to break the square into half and half again, that kind of helps see how big that circle is in there. And then we've got an arm that comes out here at this angle and then comes in at that angle. And then we've got this rectangle place where the eyes are going to go, this rectangle. And it's at this angle here too. It's at this angle. Let's straighten that out. My camera, I have to get a steady cam. There we go. Let's zoom in a little bit. Get a steady cam so it's accurate. And this rectangle there, that's where my face is going to go. Then we've got the angles for the arm. Actually, I can see this is an oval first. See that oval right in there? That's where that hand is going to be. And then I've got this angle here for that arm, that just a smaller arm there. And that's kind of the blocking in. I have some angles coming down here for the foot as it comes in. There's a slight from the head, kind of comes in slightly. And this whole leg is going to be like in this area. There's an angle there. And this whole area in here. It's really abstract, but that's where everything's at. That's blocking in. That's kind of seeing the big shapes and how they all fit. Let's get that. There's kind of plant it's on. It's on and or under. It's right in there, kind of coming in through here. Ooh, there's another hand right in here. Right hand right in the middle of that, our square. There's a hand right in there. It comes down. All right, that looks good. And it's got that branch that kind of comes through here. Oh, it must have a leg or a toe or something right in there. There's a toe. But this branch coming down at a slight angle, coming down like that. Now that looks like a mess, but we're going to start off with the face. We're going to start off with this rectangle. And if it's off a little bit, you can make those adjustments, especially if this is just our under blocking in. This is just our blocking in. I wish I can get another sheet of paper, put it on top, tracing paper, and then do it in ink. But we're going to focus on this rectangle right in here. This rectangle, we're going to focus on that for the eyes and the face of the, yeah, if the face is right, then everything else will just fall into place. So let's get these eyes in there. These eyes are inside. Oh, I'm glad my tips are really helpful. Somebody put, ooh, nice. And they put the bird that we just drew. Oh, we'll share that next. All right, all right. I'm glad my tips are helpful. Yeah, it's really just, and it's practice, really. Even if you're happy with your drawing, just keep practicing. You'll see the progress. You'll see the progress. Now, what's happening with these eyes are circle, but they're encased. They're inside this shape. So let me show you what's happening there. Now we have our rectangle. I'm going to draw bigger. Here we have our rectangle. And notice the height compared to the width. It's almost, I would probably even say it's 2 squares. It's 2 squares. It's almost like 2 squares. The spacing is 2 squares. But this circle eye is in there, right there, like that. It's a circle, but then it's encased. So this is the outside circle, and then this side is inside the it comes in and up and around because it's inside the skull or inside the skin. And then there's a little bit of like it's attached as it comes around, That's what's happening. Yeah, I did that. So that circle that's there. That's what's happening with that eye. And then there's reflection, and this is all dark. This is a nice juicy pen. Really good to draw with. That's the eye. See, it's just cut in there. This is the round part, and we don't need this. This is all just should be part of the frog. All right, here we go. Let's do that. This is a little smaller, so we'll zoom in. See if we can do it again. The eye is in here. This is the rounded part, that outer part is rounded. And then this part in here cuts in. And then we've got, comes up and around it, this skin part. Around and then down. I might have to make my eye bigger. I don't know. Try to see. Definitely this eye is bigger. See, I'm going to see how big these eyes are in relationship and watch that spacing. All right, I'm double checking that because now, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, this comes down underneath. Yeah, this comes down in between. And I'm looking at the space between the eyes and how big they are. Need to make this probably a little bigger. That looks good. And this does come down from our rectangle. Then it comes up and attaches itself as well. It has a highlight. It has a highlight right in this space right there. I'm going to make it round just to make it obvious. Right in there, that spot. That spot. This outer part should be rounded. And then I'm going to just shade everything in, shade it all in. There we go. Shade it all in. See how that wraps around it like it's holding onto it like a marble. And then here, this comes in like that as well. And then it curves out. This part right in here. Kermit the Frog. Yep. There we go. It's funny. Yeah, the Kermit the Frog Studios. Kermit the Frog. The let me see, what is it called? It's the in Hollywood. Uh, the Muppets, where the Muppets and stuff were made, is where the old Charlie Chaplin Studios was. The old Charlie Chaplin. My favorite quote from him is says, "A day without a laugh is a day wasted." All right, I'm gonna put highlights on this side. For some reason, it's there. I'm just gonna try to follow what it's doing. And then there's another highlight there. And then it's all shaded. So I'm gonna shade everything just dark. It's a nice pen. Yeah, Basic is a really cool brand, and I've seen their warehouse. I think it's in El Monte. I think they have one in El Monte. But they have a lot of art supplies. They're basic art supplies, but they're good. I've used their erasers and I've used their other stuff, and I've gotten it because they're as a teacher try to get stuff for students, and I would get that brand, and it worked pretty good. All right, we've got the eyes in, we've got the top, brings the eyes together. We got the mouth to do. There's a, let me see. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, it's really subtle. There's some really subtle stuff going on. Really subtle stuff. Uh, and it's the mouth that kind of just goes below that bottom line, and it curves right in there. Now, the thing is that there's really these subtleties. Um, there's a bottom lip, really bottom lip, and it's really light. See, notice how dark I made the top lip, and then the bottom lip is just this light thing that's in there. And then there's shading. Well, this is a picture, so I am kind of shooting for a little more realism. It's not a cartoon. And I can shoot it for more realism if we had more time. And then depending on your skill level, you got to know what your skill level is. And see how we start off simple, and this is a little more challenging. But don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged. And just keep at it. You can see the process, seeing the shapes. The more you observe, the more it helps you see what's there and draw what's there. I mean, there's just the spacing in here. These frog legs, it kind of comes in and then out and opens up a little bit more. And then he's got almost like a bicep. It looks like he's got a bicep in here. I really see that form. I don't know how else to break it down. It's like straight on this side, and then you've got that form there, that top arm. And then Notice the thickness of line. All my lines, some lines are thicker, some lines are thinner, especially the outer lines here. Then we've got 2 fingers. It looks like 2 in that space right there. So I've got this arm, kind of comes up into the hand. And then here's 1 finger.
Can you move it up a little bit? Thank you.
1 finger there. And then the other finger, there's a little bit of a curve to it, a little bit of curve as it kind of comes around. There we go. Get that a little bit thicker. I'm going to thicken it up a little bit. There it is. Looks like a duck. It's got the duck beaks. Yeah, I can see this is a duck beak, but it's really rounded, and the way it flows, the way the line flows around there, around that hand. And it's attached. There it is. And I think there might be a third one. I'm going to add a third one just to, it's a little blurry, but I think there would be a third one, kind of like that. All right, that looks good. And got the flower that's, or the, whatever it is, it's standing on underneath. Then it's got like a toe right over here. I'm gonna add a toe. I don't know where this toe comes from or what it's attached to, but I'm gonna do like an oval shape and then wrap it around that, wrap around this stem. Although it actually probably goes bigger, but it's all right. I'm just gonna wrap it right there. Yeah, probably it does go bigger. It's all right. We've got it. We've got it going. All right, I'm happy with that. That whole area, that whole arm looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. All right, so the stem kind of opens up. Try to watch the stem because it's behind the hand. So you have to kind of imagine this line kind of continuing underneath. Make sure this kind of continues underneath as it opens up. So it's a double challenge here. One, because of the overlapping continuity, keeping it to continue from the bottom as it tapers up and opens up. And then it, like right in here, I'm gonna, it rounds out like a can, and then it's attached to a bell, kind of the bell shape top. I am simplifying it. It doesn't exactly curve like this, but this is the way I'm curving it to simplify it, that top part. All right, I'm gonna work on this hand up here now, up on this hand, this second hand. Let me zoom out so you can see what I'm talking about, how it's looking all together. All right, right up in here, we've got this, I don't know what it's the, maybe the flower part of this plant. But the hand in here opens up to it like a triangle. I initially put it as an oval, but now the middle size shapes, we're gonna get a little more detail into it, is that triangle. We have that triangle, we have that angle. So we have this angle here, that angle there. See, I'm angling it now, and that which was an oval space holder is now, I wouldn't draw this. I see it, but I don't draw it. But that shape there, that shape I see, this is where the hands kind of go in there now. And I see this angle here, this angle there, and I can see how that arm is attached. So it's being attached like right in there, right in there. All right, these fingers, they've got these little alien circle toes or whatever they are, little fingers. I'm gonna put one there and this one here too. I'm gonna exaggerate just slightly, but it's got these little circle shapes. And then this finger that kind of comes up, and this finger that goes in. Yeah, the fingers are very interesting. And now I have to shade that out because it was so dark. I'm just shading it out slightly so you don't see it. But it kind of goes around like that. There we go. Let's see how they're attached. It's gonna come around. A little bit of that bulb. and a little bit of that shading, kind of blend it in. I'm just shading, I'm just hatch marks right in there, just some hatch marks through that whole hand. Just, add texture, add a little shading, just little hatch marks. In there really quick. Push that back right in there. See, just really quick. Yeah, he's got texture, he or she. He's got a little bit of texture in there. I can hatch it in there as well, just by hatching it. And it also darkens it, gives it a shade. And this flower part goes underneath, and I can actually shade that as well. Or color it. Some color. Shading it a little bit further apart. And zoom out. You can see that hand right there. Not too shabby. Pretty good. Reaching over. Who submitted this one? I think, let me see. Was this Alan? Oh, I can't see. I think I zoomed in. Oh, I zoomed in too much. Nope. Oh, I know what I did. I copy pasted. Let's go back. Yep, Alan submitted that one. Alan submitted this frog for your enjoyment. Ribbit. All right, let's get this other leg back in here. This other leg on this other side, it goes over the belly, but there's a triangle shape and it's kind of almost already there, that circle. So we got to overlap that circle a little bit.
Eladio,
Yes,
you are missing a finger.
I am missing a finger. Is there another one here? I don't know. It's kind of hard to see.
The other one, the other hand. I see like 4 on the
Yeah.
top.
On the top one. Is there another one? I don't know how many
I
fingers.
think.
You can add one. You can just put, I don't know how many fingers. That'd be a good question. I wish my thing was working. I can easily ask, how many fingers does a frog tag have? How many? I can ask Google. How many fingers on a frog? Frog. There we go. There we go. How many fingers does a frog have? Oh, gosh. Some species have 4 fingers, while others have 5. So this one, I guess it should have not 3, then 4. Yeah, nature usually has. So I guess we'll add that extra one in there. Yeah, there's something going on here. I'll add it underneath. And then just shade it. Kind of look like it's shaded in there. See, make it part of that hand. Yeah, see, the solving problems. That's what you get out of drawing. You're like, okay, oh, I missed this. How can I add it? How can I fix this? How can I, don't get discouraged. Figure out, you have a problem and you're gonna have to try to solve it. And that's that. And then you get it and like, oh, I solved that problem. It's like, oh, okay, oh, cool. You want to get into that kind of like a little bit of that struggle, a little bit of that. Oh, I'll see if I can get it. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to get it. Oh, see. Oh, it came out. Oh, it didn't come out exactly the way I wanted to. That's almost like the head game, like the mindset. Like, okay, all right, here's a problem. Don't run from it. Figure it out. Because once you figure it out, you're going to run across problems again. And a lot of times it's the same problem you're running from. But if you solve the problem, it's not a problem anymore. It's like, oh, okay, I figured that out. I figured it out. Okay, I don't have to worry about that anymore. If I ever come across that again, I can fake it or I can fix it. All right, so there we go. Let's not many people will notice, but here we go. I don't know. We can't really see how many fingers this one has too, but there it comes down to a triangle, this part here, and then it comes down to a leg that is attached to that rounded part. So let's do that. And then here we can just let the shading actually, we can actually even hide that whole foot. We can say it's in there. I can suggest it, watch, because maybe I don't know. So it's this Y shape in here and I can shade it all in there. And that's what makes it harder. To apologize, but I can kind of hide it. See, I can suggest it in this shaded part right in there. It's like, okay, make it like it's blurry because it is kind of blurry in there. And that's the foot kind of sticking up right in there. Add a little more shade, kind of like hide it and rub it if you need to, if you have doing it in pencil and like hide it like it's coming there. But right here, this is where it kind of it's a leg that's attached. There's parts here that kind of overlap and then go under that space right there. And then here that comes down. So that leg is up in there. Then I can maybe even add a toe. Looks like there's a toe in here, so I can probably round it out right there. Darken this back space a little bit more, so there's kind of like a toe in there. And who knows what else is going on in there because it's all kind of blurry. But and it's underneath this, so there's shadow. It's hiding in the shadows. It's a little shady. All right, let's get this other leg. Looks like this other foot. I don't know what's going on in here. Yeah, kind of comes up. There's kind of like a toe right in here, I would say. You see that? All right, we just need this bottom half of this frog, and we're kind of done with him. We can probably bring this as shading all through in here. Close that up. This is this flower part. All right, in here, I'm gonna shade. I'm gonna put just a quick shade in here, just to get that full started. Pushing it back, just quick shade, and it is rounded, but the legs kind of come in here. Okay, it's kind of interesting. All right, let's just focus on this bottom leg, and then we're done. It does curve. It does curve around here, so it comes around and curves around there. I had it squared off, but it does curve like right in there. And then there's that band, the rubber legs, frog legs. Oh, and then it goes up. It actually kind of goes up. This leg, this foot, and a rubber foot. And then there's shades and highlights. Like there's a core shadow. Looks like a core shadow that's going on here. See the way I shade it. And then all this bottom part is shaded. This whole foot, bottom part of this foot. And I'm going from light to dark as I shade it up as it goes underneath that branch. And that's just shading. How I'm doing the shading, how dark and how light I'm doing the shading. So I'm using different values. I'm using different values, and I'm using a gradient where it goes from dark to light. A lot of students or beginning artists have a hard time seeing that gradient where it's going slowly changing from dark to light and then capturing it. Like in here too, I'm going to put a little more shadow under this side, make it a little more rounded. I had it shaded flat. I'm pushing a little bit more shadow under here, under that leg, and then a little bit more shadow underneath, right in there. Make it a little more rounded. And there we go. Let's sharpen this stem up. Also put a little bit of shadow underneath the arm. And I don't know. We can, yeah, it's got another knee, like up in here. It's kind of rounded. I can round that out, round that knee out. It comes from here. I think it comes from here, comes down and back up. I don't know. It's doing this acrobatic stuff. I've never had frog legs, but I don't think I ever, who knows? Never know. I think I'll ever have that opportunity. Eat some frog legs. All right, I'm going to add some shadow under this this whole stem. I'm going to add it on one side. Usually light has a shadow, form has a shadow on one side. And this is rounded, so it should kind of like be a rounded soft. This edge should be soft. Doesn't always have to be. If the light's really strong, then the edge will be stronger. But this will be soft. This edge right in there will be soft. It all depends on the light and the material and all kinds of stuff. All right, let's zoom out. I think that's it. That frog doesn't look too shabby. I think I can fix those lips a little bit. Let me see. I'm not happy with that. I'm going to a little bit of a shade to kind of get rid of that line that's there. And there we go. And it does kind of come in right there. Notice there's a little gap right there. It doesn't go all the way across. If you got it all the way across, you can erase it, or you can try to blend it in. There's these little subtle things, that just come with practice and observing and seeing, okay, wait a minute, what's going on there? That's a little harder. It's a little more advanced. But there it is. There's our frog. Ba-da, ba-ba-ba-ba. All right, we got 20 hardcore heroes tonight going in their full service. Let's see what's next. Oh, this is a really nice one. This can be really quick. We've got a silhouette. We've got Zoe. Zoe put in a sheep or some kind of. It looks like a sheep. We got a couple cats. Those were put in late. I do want to get to these. This is really good form. I find this thoroughly uninteresting as something to draw, but I believe in offering a variety, and who knows what sort of oddballs might like it. Oh my gosh, Alan wrote that. And then we got a couple of, okay, we'll end the night that way. We've got a couple of portraits. So we're going to do this cans and then a couple of portraits, and then we'll call it a night. All right, so let's take a look at what I'm talking about. And let's see. Stop the recording.